Whoops. Don't know what happened there, but
I don't know what's
up?
going on.
Hey! What's up, everybody? It's another week of Deer Blind Dudes. And man, what a week it's been. More specifically, what a weekend it's been. For you guys. I unfortunately I didn't get to go, and I don't think Justin got to go either, but
I didn't.
But Stephen and Gilly, they went to this and just absolutely had a blast. But they're going to talk all about that in this show. And,
rub it in a little bit.
Yeah, and rub it in a little bit, and just give you some insight on how the show went. If you didn't get to go, they were your eyes and ears on all the things that is the things of NWTF today. So
do we start with the chocolate though, and then kind of explain why you had the reaction you did?
Yeah,
because there's a lot of people wanting to know why you almost upchucked on chocolate.
You were hating on it. You were hating on it so bad.
You were very much.
His face. It's not good.
I didn't mean to be that honest, okay? But here's the thing. Let me start off by saying I didn't even know that Goo Goo clusters, which is apparently hard for me to say, were like invented and made in Tennessee. That's awesome, right? We have the moon pie wars with other states and stuff, and half the M&Ms are made in Tennessee, which is also cool. I didn't know that. Learned a lot.
Which colors?
I didn't know that either.
I saw it on something. I don't know what it was.
But which colors are made in Tennessee and which colors are made elsewhere?
I don't have that information, Justin.
The red, white, and blue.
That'd be awesome. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll run with it.
Full disclosure, I didn't know that there were separate factories for different colored M&Ms.
There is not.
I don't know if it's Pennsylvania or something in Cleveland, Tennessee. So yeah, I don't know if they separated by colors. If they did, that'd be wild and ridiculous, but pretty awesome.
It's like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I work at the M&M manufacturing plant. We make red ones.
Yeah, only red.
Only red.
That'd be awesome. But no, I didn't know that, and that store was awesome. So you get to like design your own, and it is pretty cool.
Have you ate yours yet that you designed?
Oh, they've both smoked theirs. It's been days and days.
You didn't get one. I forgot.
No,
so
I was good.
My family reminded me that I'm going back on my diet tomorrow. They're like, you got to eat that today. And I was like, shoot. So I pounded that thing on the way home.
I would have stopped at every truck stop on the way back. Which I have a story. Remind me about the truck stop at, I don't even know what exit it was, but go ahead.
Yeah. So it was good. It was way better than the little chocolate thing. But your reaction from the chocolate was, I don't think you knew it was cinnamon whiskey. Maybe?
I don't think so. When you asked me, they had that flavor list because again, this place is great. I don't want anybody to think I'm talking bad about the place. Super cool. You design your own, pick all your ingredients and stuff. Definitely stop by there. And try this cinnamon thing, whatever. But so I lived in Nashville, right? Nashville hot chicken, famous for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like when I eat chocolate, I just want chocolate. Maybe chocolate and peanut butter, or, like Sav got sprinkles on hers. That's all really cool. I don't know if I was listening because I'm not good at listening all the time.
You are deaf in one ear, but
that's true. So when you say, I remember you asking me if I wanted, or are telling me that they had these wild flavors. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then the next thing I knew, you're like, hey, they're going to film us eating this. And I was like, oh, okay. And I heard cinnamon, and I was like, chocolate and cinnamon is not at the top of my list, right?
It goes, though.
Kind of. Well,
it should. It should.
It should. I think you're probably right there. But I was not prepared for the list of ingredients or the mouthfeel that thing gave.
Yeah.
So when we cheersed and we ate, as soon as I bit into it, it was kind of grainy, right? And I realized when you said, or somebody said, oh, it's Nashville hot chicken. And I was like, yeah, it is. Like if you took the hot chicken flavor, right, and made it into a powdered seasoning, the first thing I got was chocolate. And then immediately this powdered hot chicken stuff. And then cinnamon, aggressive cinnamon, and kind of some cinnamon whiskey. So like my brain didn't even know what to do.
Yeah.
There were so many things going on in this 15 seconds. And I all of that was supposed to stay in my head. And you're like, what do you think? And I was like, it's not good. Like that was it got better and then it got hot.
It burned going down. I mean, it was that straight whiskey burn down your throat, burn going down.
Yeah. It was a full experience in this little
little
chocolate.
Whiskey filled chocolate.
And they were beautiful. I mean, it looked like somebody airbrushed and hand painted them. They were the coolest chocolates, like the coolest looking chocolates I'd ever seen. There was so much going on. And I don't know if you can order them, but if you can, go for it. I want y'all to have the experience that I had.
Definitely go and make the Goo Goo cluster. That was 100%. Cool. Where you go in and you pick like milk chocolate, white chocolate, dark chocolate. Mm-hmm. Then you pick like a base of like peanut butter, caramel. There was a few other options, I think.
Yeah, there was like nougat, like vanilla nougat.
Yeah, that was later on though, down the list.
Oh.
So mine that I made, I did a milk chocolate with a peanut butter base, chocolate chips and peanuts, and then a vanilla nougat, and then sea salt on top. And it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So I've got like sprinkled twice.
Yeah.
Toffee pieces. I don't think she knew what toffee was.
Hey,
but we FaceTimed her. She's like, I want toffee pieces. I'm like, forgot she could read. I was like, you don't know what that is. But it was good. Tony got white chocolate and sea salt and I don't even remember, but it was worth it. And
cool experience.
100% we'd go back.
It was really cool. Yeah, I would go back 100%.
It's rare. I mean, I lived there. I literally worked like a block away. But it's rare that like we go places and do things and I'm like, oh, I would come back and do this. A lot of it is like a one-time-ish kind of thing. But that I would probably do, a few times a year or something.
Yeah, I would do it.
It'd be good like before Christmas or something. I mean, I'm sure you could freeze them. But like if you know that, your folks or family member or whatever's got a really specific palate, or you think it'd be hilarious to give them the Nashville hot seasoning cinnamon whiskey chocolate thing. I mean, it really would be pretty good for that. They do the chocolate making classes or something too.
I would like to take that. I think that would be cool.
They need to move the bathroom.
Yes.
Like, you have to walk through the class to get into the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a little awkward, but
it's going to be more awkward for them than it is for me. You know what I mean?
It's always the worst.
Yeah,
you're like passing by folks, and you're like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm just."
Yeah, she said it's through that curtain to the left. Okay. And as soon as I walked through the curtain, I was like, "Oh, hey."
I wish it was not downtown though. Like Broadway is an entire experience that stresses me out.
I can tell.
Absolutely.
Like, because I am the type of person that always looks around me, makes sure people are acting right. Like, and that just stresses me out. So like going downtown, I would try to avoid that. But so I do have another experience that I did after I left you that I will never do again. And that is a Goodwill outlet store.
Goodwill outlet store?
My wife talked me into going to a Goodwill outlet. They pile everything into bins and they wheel the bins out and you can't touch them. And then everybody surrounds the bins and then they say go and everybody just piles in and starts digging through them and throwing stuff everywhere. Right off the bat, we get there and they were getting ready to wheel out a set of like 8 or 10 bins. So like we're like, oh, we're first in line around these bins. So we get in line and we're seeing people dig around the other bins. So they get done digging, they start coming over. I had a girl run into me with a shopping cart to try to push me out of the way. And it did not go well for her.
You're a big dude. Yeah, I mean,
I
she was just using her resources.
So instead of just away, she just ran me over with the like she just wheeled it straight over my foot and then left it right in front of me to where I couldn't go anywhere. So I gently and kindly
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I moved it to the side and her man that was with her did not appreciate me touching their cart. Apparently that's a no at the Goodwill outlet thing. And
it's a buggy, by the way. It's not a cart.
We ended up leaving. So we didn't get to dig through the bins.
They do that up in Ohio. My brother, he's a reseller of stuff. And like on the side, and they have these bin stores, but you can also buy whole bins.
Yeah, we have that here too. But this was a whole experience that I will never experience again.
Let's do it again.
My wife was like, I think we should probably leave. And I was like, nope, I'm standing right here. And she was like, no, we're going to leave. And I was like, okay.
I love it.
I say we all go back together.
My blood pressure was
and wear hula hoops, you know, like you remember like the COVID bubbles, right? Like 6 feet or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What do they get? Social distancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to press.
If you're into people watching though, stand back and just watch.
Oh yeah.
Very common.
That's what Broadway's for. Like
that too.
100%. The best thing about like my young adult life was standing at the door at that bar and just watching people, because you get the musicians, you get the people from all over the world, you get a little bit of everything. And I say nobody's from Nashville because most folks are not. They'll claim Nashville, you know, because that's a whatever. Well, no, I never claimed Nashville, but it is like the people watching capital of the world. And we've been to some big cities all over the place, but Memphis is a funny one too. But
no, it's not.
Slightly more liability.
It is, but
I think that's the best way to say it's scary. But but no. Well,
yeah. If you want to see some stuff, just go to Memphis.
Oh yeah. So I don't know about you, but I have finally cleared my ears a little bit and recovered some. The number one song over the weekend was a damn poorly run mouth call, diaphragm call,
or a screeching slate.
Yeah. And I was impressed by some of those people. There are some incredible callers there. more of them are not. And
a lot more of them are not.
I'll tell you, it was funny. There were more kids that were good at calling than adults.
I was surprised
By
though
far and
at
large.
how many duck and goose calls we heard.
So that was what I was impressed. This guy pulled out a diaphragm call and was like, see, I can make it sound like a duck. Man, you blow a turkey call and make it sound more like a duck than I can do with a good old sure shot double read. Like, I'm impressed. But there were, and that's the biggest thing about NWTF is it's a draw to everybody because some stuff carries over.
Yeah.
You know, the camo carries over. You know, even bow stuff, gun stuff, whatever it is, there's a whole lot of overlap, you know, in a lot of the hunting seasons and stuff. But I mean, there's not really, and I'm sure there are, somebody's going to correct me and that's fine. But you've pretty much got like general outdoor shows, you know, the Great Outdoor Show up in Pennsylvania, maybe. You know, you got SHOT Show for guns, you got ATA for bows and stuff. But for the most part, NWTF is doing the biggest, you know, Ducks Unlimited doesn't have a big convention like that. You know, there are banquets and stuff like NWTF does. But I mean, NWTF show is really the hunting show, you know, besides just an expo or something. I mean, it is the place to be. So you do get those custom call makers and stuff. They'll bring their duck calls and they'll bring their goose calls and whatever you can imagine. But I get distracted by the pretty calls, and I wish I didn't, but I do.
So before we actually get in, like, the Gaylord is beautiful. That place is
ridiculous.
Like that place blew my mind from the minute I walked in. Like, a lot of wasted space, but really cool.
It is and it isn't. You know what I mean? Like, that was Tawny's first time in there too, and she is a plant nut.
Yeah.
Right? But the gardens and stuff in there have been well maintained for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember whatever the word for the fancy gardens that you can go to. You know, it's a bunch of different experiences and botanical gardens. Yeah, it's like that. Multiple restaurants. Like, there's something for.
It's like a little city.
It really is.
Smack inside of a building with a clear roof.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. They got water slides and stuff too. I mean, it's the full ringer.
They have a boat that you can take a little tour of the whole thing, which is cool.
Yeah, like those little fancy Italian boats. I can't remember what they're called. A banana boat.
Did you see the faces on the people though towards the end of the boat tour? They were all.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that you can, you know, that I would consider one of those. You've done it once, you're good to go. But you really don't have to leave. If you're staying at the Gaylord, you don't have to leave the Gaylord unless you just really want to. You know, there's fine dining, there's the cafe thing, there's coffee cafe. There's two different coffee places.
Cafe wasn't the fine dining because the prices were fine dining.
They are. Yeah. I mean,
I paid $75 for 2 bottles of water and 2 personal pan pizzas.
Oh, I was talking about the little sit down cafe. Yeah, you're talking about show prices for food. It's crazy.
2 bottles of water, 2 personal pan pizzas, and a hot dog. $75. I was like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Like, I thought the guy ringed it up wrong. No. It was $75 for that.
No, the trick is it's better just to go to the restaurant in there because you might have spent $100, but you get like a full meal and everything. But
oh my God,
show food hurts. But you could bring outside food, and I don't know if they like
So they had
advertise that.
food
You can
trucks
bring your own drinks
outside.
and stuff now.
They had food trucks outside, but I didn't. I mean, I knew they were there, but I didn't really know where at, and I didn't
Right,
really want to venture outside. And I was like, forget it. This won't be bad. And then I checked out, and I was like, yeah, I'm not eating lunch tomorrow.
Oh,
So the
no, that's
second day I
wild. It
didn't eat,
hurts.
I just went hungry.
It hurts. Like that hurts your feelings, but your 9 monsters in the backpack, you know, that helps.
I only had 2. Thank you.
But no, like you bring snacks, right?
Yeah.
Bring and they let you bring a cooler this year.
Yeah, that was
you couldn't in the past. So, I mean, I don't know if that was true or not, but I heard
there were always people that snuck stuff in, and like vendors could bring it, but everybody had a cooler backpack and stuff. They had all their food and snacks and everything. I was like, aside from the fact that you're carrying like 40 pounds of stuff all day, it's really not a bad idea.
You know, we carried 40 pounds.
I don't want to talk to you.
We'll get to that. We'll
mute yourself.
We'll get to that. So, all right. So, first place that we went to was Jacked, right? Pretty much. Kind of the
I think that was the first one that we filmed because we walked around a lot. You know, we tried to talk to as many. Look, let's be real. There are some brands and some booths that everybody's going to flock to. You're going to see 100 different content creators doing videos on with Mossy Oak or whoever.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of try to at all these. Like I always try to focus on like quality brands that may not have the reach that everybody else does. You know, I don't think there were 100 creators that were going to Jacked, and that happened to be one of the coolest things that I've seen.
And what was interesting to me, so I met them at ATA and was talking to them, and they used to live in the same subdivision my parents live in. So it was like,
it's a small world,
right? So they now live in St. Louis. So they've moved away from us, but they like were literal neighbors. And I was like, holy cow, this is crazy. But they make some like paracord type stuff. They have a sling that goes on your bow that you don't have to take off. It's got magnets in it. You put a magnet where your stabilizer goes, and then it auto tracks to the magnet to where it's out of the way for you to shoot. So you can easily shoot, but you can carry it. The sling comes with everything that you need. It also comes with a backpack attachment to where you can lay. So when you have the sling over your deal, you can actually snap it into your backpack to where you don't have to walk. You can walk hands free, which is really cool. And we did a video showing, you know, all the features of that, and it's a cool deal. They also have some tree attachments with, you know, tethered cords that you can adjust for your binoculars and different stuff like that. So you don't have to wear your bino harness the whole time in the tree if you don't want to. They have a really cool deal that mounts on your shoulder to where you can put your rangefinder, and it'll magnetize there, and you can pull it off and range and then just slide it right back on and then shoot, and it's completely out of the way. They have a phone mount for the tree that's all magnetized and tethered away, which was really
that's
cool.
the one that scared me.
It did. He pulled it off and just dropped it, and like both of us were like, "Oh god!" And it was attached to a cord.
You're about to buy another phone, man.
Yeah. So that was really cool. A lot of cool products. And we filmed it all. Some of the things that they didn't have there that I seen at ATA that I thought was really, really cool is they have D-loop material. They market it more, you know, to the bow shop, so that's why they didn't have it at NWTF, but it's glow in the dark. So you charge it up with a light, and then if you're setting in like a blind or something, it shines to where you can see it. So like to where, you know, sometimes when it's a little bit darker out, it's hard to see, you know, your loop. So you'll be able to see it because it'll be charged up from the light, and you can see it to hook your release on and shoot and stuff, which is really cool. I got one from them at ATA to put on my bow, so I'm going to play around with that here pretty soon, which is going to be really cool.
That's pretty
neat. Yeah. Great people too. Absolutely love talking with
nice.
them. Super, super nice. And I mean, they used to live next to me. So I'm really excited to get some of their stuff in. I'm going to order some stuff this week, I think, and start playing with it some more. And then, show you guys.
It was pretty cool. And all of these videos that we're talking about will be uploaded. So definitely check those out.
Mm-hmm.
Follow our pages and stuff. We'll have those videos up. We're not going to dump them all at one time like some of these folks. I mean, if you want to wait till they're all up and then just binge them all, that's cool too. But these are all brands that like we would trust.
YouTube and TikTok, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
I said like I'm doing it, but
Well, I was looking at Nick to make sure that's what we was doing, and then I forgot nobody knows who I'm looking at. So
we're all four on the same screen. That's what I was thinking.
I was like, right, Nick? And Nick's like,
I don't know my contacts in, so I don't even know who I'm looking at.
That's fair enough.
But no, that guy was super nice. His wife was super nice. It is weird. It's a small world because that's the second person. My buddy Tyler lives in Arizona, big in the outdoor industry and stuff like that. When he said, "I know that guy," I think we went to the same high school. I was like, "What?
What? Yeah, I know."
Yeah, it was weird.
He sent me a message and was like, "Oh yeah, I know you," and I was like, "No freaking way! That's so weird."
It was weird. Like, but it is. It's a small world. I saw people that like local people that I didn't expect to see. I don't know. It's just, I forget that like Nashville is close. Like to us, I mean, it's like 2 hours away, but that's just kind of like down the road. I mean, it's just, it's almost close enough for a day trip, but for something like that, it would be. Yeah. But I forget that people come from all over. One of the guys I was talking to at the hotel restaurant is from Bolivar, and we got to talking, and I just assume everybody's going to be from other states and stuff. I don't know. I guess I'm just weird. Yeah. Not used to local trade shows.
Another company that we forgot about that I showed you that I found at ATA also was Painted Arrow.
What was it?
Painted Arrow. So the magnetic phone mounts for like your bow and stuff.
Yeah.
They have a deal to where it mounts on your stabilizer, and then you can put your phone on there to like record stuff with your phone, record the shot. They just came out with a shotgun mount, which is really cool. I actually ordered that just right before I left to go to NWTF, so I'm going to have that in the mail here pretty soon to test out, which is pretty cool. But they had a lot of cool stuff too. I showed you that stuff. I mean, what did you think?
You'll definitely have to let me know how you like that, because I want one, and it's hard. I mean, you can't even trust a lot of the reviews out there because they're either paid reviews or at least in some sort.
Yeah,
and I don't mind buying something quality, but I don't want to buy it and hate it.
Yeah. For me, like a lot of times when I'm just by myself, shooting and stuff, I don't always have somebody that can film with me. So being able to use my phone occasionally for different stuff is handy. And so like just, shooting around the house and stuff like that to film a few things here or there, I'm going to test it out, with my bow and stuff. And then when we go to Africa, just having that secondary thing that we can use for social media and we can use for a lot of different stuff, like that it's perfect for. And then the shotgun mount, I mean, I'm gonna run it in Texas. If I end up using a shotgun, I'm definitely gonna run it in Texas just to get that other angle that we don't catch. That right down the barrel angle that the cameraman can't catch.
Yep, absolutely.
I love that idea. I mean, to the point that I've considered getting like one of those scopes that can record.
Yeah,
because those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I do still kind of want one like for deer and stuff because that's it's a lot longer, a lot further off.
Yeah.
But for turkey, even duck, dove, quail, upland bird stuff, that would be golden. And I know how to work a phone kind of pretty well, and I don't know how to work y'all's fancy cameras.
Yeah.
But 99% of the time, especially with little man here now, like it's just me when I'm in the woods.
Yep.
Little brother Briggs will come with me sometimes. But a lot of it's just nobody's coming with me in the morning. Nobody's getting up. So unless it's an afternoon hunt, it's just me. So that would be like a game changer for me anyway.
The thing that I like about it the most is when we go back and show the video, the person watching it is seeing exactly what I'm seeing.
Right.
You're literally looking at it from my point of view, not the cameraman's point of view. And so to me that it's a little bit more personable. Because
I agree with that.
Like you're literally I'm drawing back, you're seeing exactly what I'm looking at when I draw back or raise my gun. It's first person, not more.
So I was gonna say it's like a first person video game or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm kind of excited to see the different aspects of how it, brings a video together.
For sure. I'd forgotten about them too, and that was one of my more favorite things because I didn't swing over there, the first day, but I'm glad we did that the last day.
Yes, yeah,
there were a bunch of people over there because Macy was over there, and
Macy was there, and the guy that likes mustard, I can't remember what his name is.
Dylan.
Yes, I think it is.
I think it is because I think I looked it up.
Another guy there that I could not remember what his name was. It's the guy with the red hair, and he literally popped up on TikTok today as I was scrolling, and I was like,
I had a ton after I posted that video.
I was like, I know that. That's who it was.
Yeah.
So
nice. It was cool though. Let's save that one. There's one that I hate you for. And save that one.
You can save that until the end
for last. But another one of my favorites because I hadn't gotten to meet him yet, and I hadn't gotten to play with anything was Lakewood.
Yeah. I mean, I introduced you to Sarah at Lakewood, and she's great. She's great to me and Justin.
She was awesome.
To everybody. I mean, she's great to everybody, but she takes care of us.
Absolutely.
Lakewood. We do have a discount code for Lakewood. If anybody is interested in that, we can post that like in the comments or something, maybe.
Actually, I can make a banner.
I'll do it right now.
What is it?
I don't remember.
All right.
I think
that is
it
not
is
helpful.
I think it is WOM10.
WOM10.
Wumpton.
So
this is gonna be a struggle now.
All right. Yes.
So but yeah, so we've got a 10% discount code with Lakewood. Their products are made 100% in the United States. That's
awesome.
A huge thing for me, and I know it is for you guys too. But they're great people too, and I had a really great moment in the booth and invented something for them. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing some new stuff come out, which I'm kind of excited for. I'm not going to jump the gun on that one just yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. So, but yeah, we all stood on a case, which was intense and crazy.
That was scary.
Me and you and Sheldon, all three stood on top of a bow case. I was very nervous, but it held up
Dude, it
great.
held fine.
Yeah. I mean, I was more nervous of just falling off, not it failing.
Yeah, that's when she asked me to stand on it when she was telling me about them. She's like, "Hop up there." No,
yeah, my balance isn't great, and I was like, I don't know about that, but it worked. We all three got on there, and it held up great. But they've got single gun cases, comes with full foam all around it, removable foam that you can
really
pull
nice.
out, double gun cases. They got takedown shotgun cases. Then they've got the single bow, the double bow. Comes, you can buy a arrow kit, an accessories kit that goes inside your bow case as well, a range bag, and then a bunch of different tackle box stuff too.
Oh yeah, like a ton.
They're like a soft-sided material, but they're hard. So they're semi-soft, I would say.
It's definitely soft, but the inserts, it kind of, I don't know. It didn't seem like it was going to be that rigid,
but it is.
It is. It definitely is. And I mean, we stood on it, which that had to be, like some weight. Let's just be real. There was a lot of weight on that case.
At least 600 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So
probably, and I don't mean like you felt the shift or whatever, but we weren't like struggling to stay on it. It just held the way that they built it.
I mean, it didn't move. It didn't do anything. And we have a video of you standing on it. We don't have a video of all three of us, but we do have a video of you standing on it that we'll show everybody.
It was pretty cool though. Like the way that they built it is smart. If you stack something on it in the bed of the truck or the back of the SUV or something, that was my worry, because I've got a super nice soft case and I'm very, very happy with it. But, and Nick, you've got that same case. It has to be on the top of the pile.
Yeah.
And I don't like that so much, because if I'm by myself and even if it's in the truck, if I've got to run in a gas station real quick, I don't want my rifle case just where everybody can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so that the case you're talking about is also like a book, right? When you open it, it doubles its profile.
Well, it's got all of its pockets are, it's deep, and it opens up. So all the pockets are in this. So if you're not careful, the weight of that, I mean, it slings pretty good. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I'm not dogging on the case, but it's just different, and I'd not seen one like they did. They save on a lot of the weight by making that, Lakewood does, by making that soft case. It's not aggressive. It's not going to scratch up if you care about that, your plastics in your car or something, but it is still rigid enough and lightweight enough to be convenient, but also protective. I liked it. I mean, the fact that it's American made is awesome.
It's also TSA compliant, which is great.
Yeah, that was a neat thing too.
So I know
I'd be a buyer.
No, I'm flying to Africa with mine, and I know Justin will.
Yeah, me too.
Which is, I mean, we'll see how they hold up. I have no worries at all about that at all. But definitely going to test it flying to Africa for sure.
I would say that'd be a good test.
While we're there, dang good test. But what I like about it the most is it opens from the top. The lid does, but it doesn't expand its profile or footprint, so to speak, when you open it. Everything slides in straight from the top down instead of having to open it up like a book, so to speak, and then laying it down and then closing it. So you don't take up any more space. It'll fit in a side-by-side. You can literally just grab it, put it in the side-by-side, go to wherever you're going. then get your bow out or your gun out or whatever. You don't have to worry about trying to, put it in the sea or, anything like that.
Right.
And you don't ever have to worry about it. They also float. They don't advertise that they float, but they do float. I've seen it. They're just all around great cases. I've been running them for 15-ish years. I have one of the older models. I just got a brand new one to upgrade. Sarah was like, you got to get the new logo and stuff.
Right.
Like, yours has been beat up. And I was like, well, it's 15 years old. Like, I've had it for a long time. So she was like, well, I need new pictures of, the newer stuff. It's like, I got it. So I got a new one now, but
Awesome.
I like them a lot. And I think, once you use them, I think you'll really fall in love with it more.
I'm pretty particular, and that, like, all the issues I had in my head of cases that I've used previously, like, she just kind of kept chopping off. I was like, well, this is a problem I've had. Well, and then it kind of culminated in me standing on it. So I was like,
yeah,
I mean, if I've got a $3,000 rifle, I really don't want. Is it going to hurt it if it doesn't? No, I'm not going to stand on it or anything. But if I've got a scope on it, and I get out there to a big hunt, I hate to keep going back to ethics, but I'm not going to fire at something that I don't have confidence, the surety that I can ethically harvest that animal. And if it's in a soft case getting banged around, or got suitcases or something on top of it, I don't have that confidence anymore. And you don't always have time to go out and check sight it in, make sure you're zeroed. That's great. I would encourage people to do that. Right.
We generally try, but sometimes you're literally getting out of the truck and going straight to the woods, or off the plane and going straight out. Like, it's especially when you're traveling and you only have a few days, like you're going. We all know that all too well. But yeah, it's just, I never have to worry about my bow in a Lakewood case. I just don't.
Well, bows would be sketchy too, because if you don't have them in the right case, I mean, not that firearms aren't dangerous, but for the most part, in a soft case, I'm going to miss my animal or have a bad shot, and I don't like that. But with a bow, you start jacking around with cams and stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty dangerous right there by your face. I mean, it's not just and I would throw it back to Jacked as well. These are cool products and these are quality products, but it's a safety thing too. I mean, if you're hands free climbing a stand and stuff like that, Jacked can keep you from a broken neck. With Lakewood, the ability to keep your bow protected can keep it from coming apart, when you draw it back. Like, that's peace of mind, and that's worth it. I've got some cheap plastic cases in the garage, but I don't use them anymore. It's just not, it's not worth, especially with a bow. Now that I'm thinking about it like that.
Yeah.
I've
gotten rid of my cheap plastic cases.
I don't get rid of anything, man. You're gonna see me on orders one day.
Me and Justin both did a video throwing them in the trash can, and I left it. I did not pull it back out. Like, I had a few comments on my video. They're like, "Oh yeah, you just did that for the video." No, I threw it away. Like 100%. I did not pull it back out. I have no need for it.
Yeah, mine broke when it hit the ground.
I use them to store like ammo sometimes. Throw some descant packs in there, and that's how I'm going to justify keeping my trash. Okay. Yeah.
we were talking on when we were filming the video, and I was like, just take your bow, put it in the other case, and I was like, just chuck that thing. And he was like, all right. And he throws it across and stuff's flying off of it in the video. Like, I mean, it broke. So like it legit went in the trash. But that's how I could take my Lakewood case and throw it across the yard. Yeah. And I probably couldn't throw it as far because it's a little bit heavier. But I would legit throw my Lakewood case across the yard with my bow in it and not be worried.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I wouldn't be worried. I've literally seen somebody drag it down a gravel road behind a side-by-side and then pull their bow out and shoot. And like, I've seen the unedited version. It's legit. Like, they're great cases. They just really are. And I will stand behind it all day long.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I hate to jump off on the Lakewood because I do love Lakewood, but we got to get through a few more.
Yeah, we do.
So we're talking safety, right? I'm gonna bring up decibels because I'm cheap. I'll buy something that works. I've been through. I've got a pair of. I've had razors. I've had everything, and I've got a pair of like cheap, just range. Where you can hear like somebody talking, but it's not. You're not gonna hear the gunshots and stuff.
Yeah.
But and I think you have some.
Yeah, I have both.
Like the concussion dampening. I don't remember what they're called.
So these here, this is their cheaper version, and it comes with a little lanyard so you can like throw it around your neck and don't lose them. But they come. So they come just as a little piece of like this rubberish foam material, and you stick them into water and heat them up, and then you just stick them into your ear. I'm going to move this here. And then it custom fits around your ear to where it seals your ear completely off to where nothing can get in. And I mean, it seals off great. But the problem with these are, and it's not a problem, so to speak, but it seals it off so good you can't hear people talk.
That's a problem for me because I'm pretty deaf.
Yeah, and they come in this little case right here, which is nice. It has a little pouch. So they came out with these, and I picked these up at ATA. But they've got the percussion filters in them to where
that's what I need.
So no batteries, no electronic, no nothing. There's a little filter in there that when it senses something loud, it just shuts. So it opens when there's no loud noises, and then it shuts when a loud noise is. So it's going to block out gunshots and super loud noises, but we could stand there and talk to each other all day.
Right.
And the lady that we talked to, and we have a video, of her, she has them all in and whatever. And we're talking to her, carrying on a conversation while she has these in. She can hear us
the whole time.
She said it's a little bit more muffled, but not to where she can't understand. Like she can still hear us clear as day. She can just tell that it's not as loud as it would normally be.
Mm, sure.
But then it blocks out the noise. So I got these. I got to custom mold these. But this is how they come. They come as just a little rubber piece, and then you just mold them into your ear, which is really cool. It's the same way the other ones come. These come in, I believe, only black. The other ones come.
I think those were just red, black,
blue, and green, and pink, and purple, and they come in all kinds of colors. She did say if you want ones that are different colors, you can just buy 2 sets. Now, granted, that's double the money. Or
I mean, you still have to.
But you would still,
have 2 sets of
plugs.
Right.
But if like I wanted these, but in red, I could buy these in red and then take the filter and stick them in these, and then I have 2 sets.
Oh, okay.
The moldable is big for me because I'm not even wearing headphones on this podcast. I don't like stuff over my ears.
Yeah.
And
I don't either.
I'm not gonna say the brand, but my over ears that were like that, they killed batteries, or I'd leave them in the truck for next time. and undoubtedly I pull them out, batteries are dead.
I mean, I have a hat on 98% of the time, and I don't wear a hat in the podcast because this kills it. Same with when you're shooting, like that. That hits that, and it always just hits that little button and
the
that
little
button,
nipple or button.
I mean, it'll give you a headache all day long.
It irritates my hat nipple.
So that's the one thing I love about those that I've used, so far. And I haven't tested them completely, and I haven't tested the percussion ones at all. I'm going to. I'm 100% going to, and I'm going to do an honest video review on both of them. I've done one on the other, but I'm going to compare them, do a review, and that's why I got them. So I can test them and see how well they work, and then go shoot with them.
Nick and Gilly need them for Turkey Fest to block out the snoring from
Oh yes,
and the sobbing from Justin and Steven when they hit second place.
Lose. If you ain't first, you're last.
First last. Woo!
So me and Will decided that if Nick doesn't go, me and Will are going to be on a team.
Justin, they freaking did that to you?
I mean, that's fine. I got earplugs.
Oh my god!
He said I got earplugs.
I don't care.
I've got a couple people.
You know what, Justin? You show them up. You show
them up. Because then when y'all lose, then it's going to be even worse.
Can't happen.
No, I told him. I told Will. I said, if you happen to get Hapgood, I'm switching teams. And he was like,
he did say that. He did say that.
Dude, David's a great guy.
Shout out Mr. David and Hapgood, man.
Yeah, he is an awesome.
I don't have any experience. Disclaimer: I don't have any experience with any of the other ranches, but Mr. David is my boy.
Dude, David's great.
Yeah, and all the ranchers down there are good, but he just goes an extra mile and takes care of you. So
100%.
Yeah, and I don't mind getting somebody else either.
No, absolutely.
I just don't know anybody else. I know David.
I don't either.
I've been with a couple other ones, and I've had good experiences there as well. It's all about the fun and the sport, man. It's awesome.
It is.
I mean, Cole has won 2 years in a row, so I wouldn't be mad to go with Cole. But
hey, he has a lot of birds. Or he knows where to find the birds. Let me put it.
I can talk him into tying one up for me. I'm in.
The only downfall that you have with him, and again, nothing against him, he's a great guy, but if he's got a real big one pinned down somewhere and knows where they're at, he's shooting it before you get there, because he's in the amateur side, so he wants to win as well. So he's going to shoot the biggest one he can find.
Yeah,
and I don't blame him. He wants to win.
No, I don't either. I mean, they're your birds,
Yeah.
So we'll definitely
he knows where a lot of birds are. He's got.
Oh yeah. So. Well, they're knowledgeable, man, and that's what I don't know. Everybody down there was super nice, like the banquet and everything else. I mean, they just So all the guys I met, I met those guys through Hapgood.
That's like every episode. We're really excited to go. But what other companies did we run into?
Man, I'll be honest. So you mentioned that it was funny that more people didn't recognize us, right?
Yeah.
And before the show,
I didn't think anybody would recognize me to begin with.
Well, I don't know. You're a known guy too now, But people have such tunnel vision. It's funny.
Yeah.
But we started talking about brands and stuff like that. Obviously I'm in Tennessee. I love Tennessee, and I try to work with as many Tennessee companies as possible, and we definitely include Missouri on that. Right. Obviously, ShyTac. I was wearing my ShyTac hat and my shirt.
And sure.
We were walking around, and we were fixing to walk past the Beretta booth, and I saw that 1301. I was like, that's what I wanted. The guy was like, ShyTac, you know ShyTac? And I was like, yeah, real well. And then we got to talking, and he recognized me from our past social media ventures, right? Telling jokes in the deer blind. And we got to talking and stuff, and they're kind of working on some campaigns. And of course, people don't realize that Beretta either owns or has under their umbrella a lot of different companies. I was talking to Justin about it.
I didn't know
Beretta, Benelli, Franke, Stoger, Uberti, Steiner Optics, Burris. Like, there are a lot of companies. So I'm really looking forward to. We're supposed to talk pretty soon, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes of that.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we want to. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. Not that any company, although there are some out there, we'll try not to talk about them. There aren't many companies that are just inherently bad, right? Yeah. But there are few companies who are just inherently good. Like, they just crank out quality products that you buy once and you have it for a lifetime. And obviously Beretta is one of those. Obviously Benelli is one of those. I've traditionally been a Browning person. But there are so many manufacturers out there now that it's really, really hard to figure out who to go with, you know, especially for first time hunters or people who have been hunting and just want to upgrade. You know, should they go ahead and spend that, you know, $1,500 on a Benelli or the $2,000 on a Beretta A400 or something, or should they go with something a little more affordable, you know? And that's, you buy that $2,000 Beretta and you give it to your grandkids one day, you know? Could you do that with a cheaper option? Maybe absolutely you could. But what's it going to look like in 20 years? How's it going to run in 20 years? Is there going to be support for it? And that's big, even on the bow side and stuff. There may be an affordable brand that's out there right now, but do they have that provenance? Are you still going to be able to buy parts for them in 10 years or 5 years? But especially 20 years. Now, I've got a 69 Browning I can still get parts for. That's big, you know, but I've also got a rifle in the safe that is from a cheaper, lesser known company from like 3 or 4 years ago. They're out of business. If it wasn't a common platform, I'd be out of luck. You know, there's nowhere to turn. So appreciate ShyTac for getting me noticed on getting our foot in the door there. But they're also in Tennessee. They're over in Gallatin, I believe. Obviously it's a great company. Tickled to have them here. But hopefully we will be able to, you know, get on board with one of the B companies for you know, kind of showcase them at Turkey Fest, obviously. But I would say probably the last one, Nick, I got to introduce Steven to Mari from Case. Mari. That was he's a great dude. Obviously everybody knows Case Knives. I mean, it's the name in knives. I mean, if you don't know what a case knife is, I don't know what to rock. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm going to be honest with you.
That's what it is if you don't know.
When I hear of a case knife, though, I automatically think, you know, Grandpa's old pocket knife.
Nick, do you have yours in your pocket?
I don't, not in these dress pants, but
that's what I automatically think of. And I didn't honestly really know that they had other knives that weren't, and they do. I never looked at them closely because that's what they're
You see
known
that?
for is the old
I don't know what I'm
grandpa
doing.
pocket knife, I guess, basically.
I call them pawpaw knives, and they're
Yeah.
awesome, and they're hand-me-downs, and they're all the things.
They're great
But-
knives. They are. But that knife that you have right there, I fell in love with when we were there.
I did too. At Shooting Hunger, like 2 years ago or whatever it was. I was bothering him about it since, and I finally got my hands on one. And I told him, I said, I've tried to break it. I said, I've actively tried to break it.
Case is one of those companies you buy once, you got it for a lifetime.
Right. Yeah. Literally, because what you kept wondering about, you were missing a nameplate or something.
A shield. Yeah.
A shield. And you kept asking me, like, man, I wonder if they'll replace it. It's like, talk to Maury. Sure
did.
And then he did. Said, Maury's like, it's a part of the knife.
Absolutely. Any part of that knife, they will 100% replace.
Yeah.
And obviously their bread and butter is always going to be the pawpaw knives, right? Everybody knows them. Everybody wants them. But for all the tactical guys, out there, there are lots of good knife makers. I've run Spyderco, Benchmade, Microtech, the whole nine, from a $15 Gerber at Walmart to a $400 Microtech, because I have impulse control problems. But I mean, this is a U.S. made. I've got the Tanto blade because I prefer it. But it is thick. I mean, I don't know if you could tell how thick it is.
Yeah.
But the back of that tang is super thick, and it's got the same lifetime warranty as everything else. But this punk,
it opens so good.
Oh, yeah, it does. It's a spring assisted. It's not an automatic or anything like that. But it is really handy. I mean, it's one hand. It's sharp, so I'm not going to practice one hand opening it, right? But it is good. And they only had it in black when I got mine.
Too bad they didn't have it in Coyote.
They have it in olive green.
And they do.
That's going to be the one I want.
Nope.
There's only one.
I already claimed it. You're going to have to get a different color.
There's only one. Everything's a one-off.
Yeah.
They had snakeskin and everything. Like, there were so many things. I was like,
some cool stuff, but I got the olive green
one. What if I order it first?
What?
What if I order it first?
It's too late. I already got it.
Oh, well, that sucks.
It is kind of hard to find it is kind of hard to find this model online.
It is.
But I'm going to talk to Maury and get some information and hopefully get a link up. Because like I said, and they run like 140, something like that.
Yeah,
whatever.
I think it's like 140.
That sounds about right. So obviously, for most people, a $30 knife from Walmart is fine.
Mm-hmm.
You could buy one every 6 months, and in 2 years you can look back and say, dang, I should have gotten that one. Yeah, I should have gotten that one case knife for that. But for knife people, right, especially in that, I would say probably under $200 range, there's a ton of good knives. I would put this one up, and I don't have ready access to my other ones, but I do play with them, and I try to break a lot of stuff.
You're pretty.
It's worth buying, at least looking at.
Stuff.
Very true.
Actually. I'm pretty good at breaking stuff. Yeah, and
you are.
The only thing I could do with this one is get the little Allen screw to come a little bit loose. And
didn't you tell him that you like tried to pry your car door open or something with it?
No, I did pry my truck door open. Yeah. So I was trying to break the tip, because part of it was a smart aleck thing, because a buddy of mine was talking about Tanto blades and how worthless they are because you can break the tip and all this. And I kind of got, it almost looks like a little chip, but it's at the top of the tank, just on the corner. But I mean, I have tried to cut like concrete. I need to do a video on it. But I've tried to like put it on a concrete block, like beat the fire out of it and stuff. You know, I've used it as a hammer, which is why the paint's kind of scraped off up here. I don't know if you can see the shiny.
Yeah.
But I actively try to break it, and if it makes it past the Gilly test, like it's a hell of a product.
Yeah,
it's worth buying. I can promise that.
I mean, it's like handing a toddler something. You know, a toddler's going to put that thing through absolute hell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I've had it probably a year now. You know, you go to change pants, it just goes from one pair to the next. Man, it's worth it, and it's a case. Don't be lame.
Right.
Yeah.
At least try it. And if you argue in the comments about 10 other brands that you have that are better, cool. Make it 11 brands and test it out. You know, just grab one. If you've got $5,000 worth of knives, what's another $140?
Right.
Whatever it is. But
overall, I really liked it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I will have the snakeskin one. Don't tell my wife, but you know, and there are lots of things that
I call I'll call a caiman skin if they ever make one.
Oh, yeah, that would be all right. I mean, I'm sure it's just the color of it, but
yeah, but
it got me. You know, it worked.
Right. Like if they make a caiman pattern, I call
caiman would be cool.
I'm shotgunning that one.
The raised part would be cool too. Like if they engraved it or something. That's the only close to negative thing I'd say is it is really smooth.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna have
no texture to it.
Texture, it would be cool. And that was the other thing. So the one like he was looking at had more texture to it than mine. Mine's it's a little bit earlier, but that one definitely felt like it had more grit.
Yeah. I think it had a little bit of grit in the color. So to speak. Yeah.
Almost like a Cerakote or like a Rhino liner kind of feel, maybe more so than
Yeah, I think it was Cerakoted, probably.
It could have been.
Then yours is more like a powder coat.
Yeah.
Definitely get us a link.
It's nice. It's just it's a little slick. I'm fat and I sweat. You know, it's dirty.
So the last thing before we go,
oh gosh,
what did I make you carry out? What roughly 1.5 miles, 2 miles to the car?
Oh my god,
it was a long ways.
So everybody's heard of Trophy Rock, right?
Yeah.
The salt licks and stuff like that. Justin I said Justin again. I keep doing it. Steven got, there's Trophy Rock. The guy was super nice. Nate.
Yep.
It threw me off because he was wearing the wrong. I was like, "Oh, your name is such and such." Like, no, I forgot my badge.
Right.
It's like, okay, well then turn it around.
Yeah.
But we started talking, or they started talking, and they were just kind of like loving on each other. And,
so backstory. He remembered me from ATA.
Okay.
Somehow I got dared into licking a salt block. I did it. I don't know why. I did it.
He would not do it again. Let the record show.
I maybe would. It just was salt. I mean, it's not like it was bad. It was very salty.
Like that chocolate.
No, it
should have put some GYT90 on it and then licked it.
Well, we could get Sheldon to do that because he has officially drank.
He did drink it. He did drink it.
He did. He took a straight up shot of it. But no, he was super nice, and we did an interview with him in exchange for what I thought was one Trophy Rock.
Okay. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was.
Was it like some
1,406 of them?
It was not.
It was like a full size long truck bed full of them.
Between me, Sheldon, and Gilly, we walked out with 4 Trophy Rocks, 4 30-pound bags of salt, a case of seasoning, a case of table salt, and a case of drink mix.
And the block.
And supposed to be 2 salt blocks. And Gilly said, I ain't doing this. We're only
That's
taking
exactly
one.
what I said.
We're only taking one.
I went to pick them up,
So
and I was like,
I
no.
understand why.
He was talking smack at first. He's like, you didn't grab the other one?
I was like, oh my gosh, you can't carry both of them. I'm carrying 120 pound of salt on my shoulder. Dying.
Spread out over a bag.
We run into the as we're leaving, we run into the guy that does the digital taxidermy that's from Missouri that's on TikTok. That's super funny. We run into him and he's dying laughing at us. He's like, you guys are killing me. I'm cracking up. I'm struggling.
This is the first time we stopped to change positions.
We stopped a good half dozen, maybe more than that
I was
times.
thinking 5 or 6.
It was rough. And I guarantee you it was every bit of a mile, maybe a mile and a half to the car. Like it was a ways.
It was so far. It is so far.
It was like, I feel like Nate probably did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Because he didn't want to carry it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Steven's like, well, you didn't want any of this? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I tried to get
I don't want to look at any kind of mineral for a month.
Other than GYT 90.
Right.
I'm out, actually. I gotta get some more.
I can send you some.
I after all this crap weather and stuff, it's supposed to snow and do all this. Like, it's supposed to get bad.
Yeah, it's calling for 9 to 10 inches here.
We're not looking at that much, but Mayo Bottoms is still flooded over 22. There's still like 3 or 4 roads that are shut down right now in Carroll County.
Yeah. They upgraded us to 12 to 16 inches.
Yep.
I live up north.
16 inches of snow.
It'll be fun.
I don't even know how long.
I don't envy you.
Are you going to work on?
You're up there too. I bet they're calling for a bunch where you are.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Now it was like 2 to 3 here, and then it was like 4 to 5. I think it's around 6 or 7 now.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm not going outside. The dogs are coming in, everything's coming in, and nobody's going outside.
No.
Goose, he won't come in, but not a chance. But no, I mean, overall, NWTF was a lot. I mean, I told you Saturday would be. You said there's a lot of people there Friday. Saturdays are insane, insane, and I'm gonna go back next year. You know, I'd love to go on media passes again.
I'm in.
And Thursdays, Friday, you know, those are going to be the days, I think. If we can all 4 get there, I mean, we got plenty of time to plan, but we're not getting any damn trophy rock. No rocks. I put Steven on a maximum. Was it a maximum of 5 pounds per item and a maximum of no more than 3 of the same item in the same category? So
I was not planning on taking.
You did that on purpose.
I did not. He literally was like, "We're flying out. Take everything you can carry." And then I was like, "Well, this is a challenge. Like, if I can carry it, I'm going to try."
It wasn't a good challenge.
No, it was a crap. I considered giving bags away as we walked to the car.
I almost gave your block away. I almost gave that big lick away, and the guy was like, "Oh man, where'd you get those?" I'm like, "Oh, right here,
buddy. Here you go."
It's terrible.
So, all in all, it was a good experience.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite show. It's just not.
It's a consumer show.
But it's great.
Different.
I would prefer ATA or probably SHOT just to not be all the people. I mean, like, it's everybody in their brother.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's a lot. But that's at consumer shows, man. You know, that's where our people are. But at the same time, it is very, very different from vendor shows
Yeah.
Well, and then there's two types of people there, though. There's people that are there to shop like crazy, and then there's people that are there to meet like all the famous people, so to speak. And you can't get up and down the aisles if Michael Waddell is going to be at the booth or whatever. You can't get down that aisle. And there's a lot of other companies down that aisle, and it's like you kind of feel bad for them because nobody's looking at their booths because you're trying to just turn sideways and shimmy through to get through. Like it's rough at times.
It is.
It is. So that's where I like ATA better is there's not near as many people, I guess, but maybe the aisles are bigger. I don't know. It's not my favorite.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. Nick and I, we were trying to film lots last time we were there, and
it was hard too.
It was so hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, that's why I think Thursday and Friday will be better, but it is. I think it's the hardest show to film.
Yeah,
and all those people are like. They have like that 30 to 60 second script like in their head. Like you literally just walk up, hey, film an interview. And they're like, tell me when to start. Boom. You film it, you're done, you're out. Like, and you can literally just walk up and talk to people for hours at ATA. NWTF, you ain't even got, because there's 100 people standing behind you waiting for you to move so they can get there.
Yep, right. Exactly. We'll figure it out. We'll have a better plan. Definitely go follow the channels, go follow all of our socials, and stay on the lookout for the videos. We do have videos coming. It was impossible to upload while we were there.
Yeah.
We've tried to get some stuff up, but it's just kind of playing catch up and everything. Service was awful, even with the Wi-Fi.
Well, and it was just. It was so hard to film. One, you wouldn't have been able to hear us if we did.
Right.
No.
Without fully setting up our entire setup that we did for filming interviews.
Right.
But yeah, just it's not a quick film process at all. Not there.
No.
But videos are coming. As soon as I can crank them out. And hope you enjoyed this this TED talk of NWTF and
bad chocolates. I mean, good chocolates.
But we'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes, sir.
See y'all.
See you guys.